ABC Sports presents NCAA College Football. The number 1 Trojans hosting the number 2 Sooners, USC and Oklahoma. And this young man's name is Marcus Allen, tailback, Southern California. In 2 games, number 33 has carried the football 62 times, gaining 484 yards. The prime weapon for the Trojans. The prime target for the Oklahoma Sooners. As numbers 1 and 2 meet today in the Los Angeles Coliseum. The Southern California area has had a rather blistering summer, but right on schedule, autumn has arrived, and today's football game between USC and Oklahoma will be played in very comfortable weather in the Coliseum. The last time the Sooners and Trojans played here in this big arena, it was a 7-7 tie, the game drawing some 84,000. The crowd may be bigger today. Oklahoma, ranked number 2 in the nation, has played 1 ball game, beating Wyoming 37-20. USC, ranked number 1, has won twice over Tennessee and Indiana. And this ABC Sports Exclusive today is brought to you by Chevrolet, who invites you to see all the good things for 1982 at your local Chevy dealers. Chevy makes good things happen. By the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. And by Goodyear, makers of Arriva. Even its footprint tells you it's different. Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, and welcome to Southern California. You know, this is the 2nd straight week now. We have seen a team come into a ball game ranked number 1. And number 1 has not been a very secure position so far. In the preseason, it was Michigan. The Wolverines lost their opener. Last week, it was Notre Dame. Michigan beat them. This week, it's Southern California being challenged by number 2 Oklahoma. This is the rather rare instance where we have 1 and 2 squaring off. The last time we saw it was in the 1979 Sugar Bowl game when Penn State came in number 1, Alabama number 2, and Alabama won the ball game. Some coaches say being number 1 this time of the year doesn't mean a thing. Well, the 2 coaches involved today, USC's John Robinson and Barry Switzer, they like being number 1. The players like it. The universities like it. So we could have a memorable contest this afternoon here in Los Angeles as the Trojans try to keep number 1 and the Sooners try to take it away from them. As I mentioned, the weather is very comfortable. They will play on real grass this afternoon. It's been rolled and packed and cut, and the old Coliseum turf I don't think has ever looked better than it does today. And here come the Sooners into the stadium, and some 20,000 Oklahomans are going to rise up and yell. But they may be almost lost in this crowd of some 85,000, and the people are still coming in. Oklahoma under Barry Switzer, 84-9-2 in his 9th season at Norman. They've been ranked in the top 10 for 10 straight years, which is an incredible record. The Sooners, as you can see, will be wearing white today. Southern California not ready to come out of the locker room. So let us turn now to our analyst for today's ball game, Coach Frank Broyles. Frank, these are 2 remarkably successful football programs, remarkably successful coaches, yet they go at it so differently.
They sure do, Keith, but I think that's what makes college football so unique. In doing these games from week to week, I'm so impressed with the fact that we see different offenses and different defenses. In college football, there's no script. Nothing is predictable, and I think that's what makes our game so great. But today we have 2 teams, as you mentioned, that are totally different in concept. It fascinates me because I, as a coach, and during my time, they were the 2 most feared football teams offensively in America, Southern Cal and California. And they do things as distant as you can possibly be. Let me explain. Southern Cal takes the position that they need the threat of a run or pass on every down, anywhere on the field, and therefore they select their quarterback, Keith, for his passing ability only, and he works on passing. I believe here comes the Southern Cal football team.
Now coming down out of the tunnel and getting ready to run across the field to their bench. So watch them, and let me tell you about John Robinson, now in his 6th season with a record of 52-8-2. And they have been ranked in the top 10 over the last decade 6 times. So both these programs reflect consistent quality. Back to you.
I want to correct, I said Southern Cal and California. I meant Oklahoma, of course, with their great wishbone attack. And they believe first in running, second, third, and fourth in running. Therefore, they select their quarterback for his running ability, and he spends all of his time, most of his time on the practice field, running the football. And the chief concern for Barry Switzer today, Keith, as you and I both know, and every football fan knows, is can they keep from fumbling the football? Their built-in risk with the wishbone and the precision it takes to operate the triple option. So the team that doesn't self-destruct, leave it on the ground, or throw for interceptions, is a team that's most likely to win today.
The last time these two teams played was 1973 here. The young man who was the quarterback of that Sooner team, Steve Davis, scored from 2 yards out to bring Oklahoma from behind and a 7-7 tie. Let's go down now on the field, the floor of the Coliseum, and join Steve Davis.
Keith, I'm glad I'm down here on the bench in a yellow coat rather than a red jersey. Barry Switzer in the dressing room just a few minutes ago said that the real key in the football game is not a tandem of sophomore or rookie quarterbacks, but it's 2 sophomore defensive tackles, Bob Slater, number 68, Rick Bryan, number 80. They're key because they've got to go against the massive offensive line of USC. Barry Switzer says he also wants to lose the toss, give USC the ball. Let's go, Keith.
He wants to give you, I don't believe him. I think he must have had his tongue in his cheek when he said that. Well, all the ingredients are at hand. Let's stir them up and see what happens. Well, Southern California will have the football. Oklahoma will kick it off. Michael Keeling is the man that does the kicking for Oklahoma. And the 2 deep people here. Number 23 at the top is Todd Spencer. He's a sophomore from Berkeley. And Fred Crutcher is the backup tailback, number 49 on the right side of your picture there. He is a 190-pound freshman out of Pasadena. And there's Michael, who is a junior out of Dallas, Texas. And Keeling kicks the ball barefooted. He'll be very comfortable here this afternoon as the temperature has reached into the low 80s. We're ready to play football in the Los Angeles Coliseum between Oklahoma and USC. Number 1 on the line. The game is underway. It is a short kick. It is Crutcher at the 3. To the 16, the 17. And there he's cut down by Jim Jones of Oklahoma. The Southern California backfield opens with John Mazur, left-hander. At quarterback, a sophomore. Bob McClanahan, a 205-pound junior. Marcus Allen, a 202-pound senior. Timmy White, flanker. He is 5'11", 185, and Jeff Simmons, 195. He's 6'3". The Trojans come up for the first snap of the afternoon. Out of the I formation. It goes to the tailback, and he bangs it to the 20 for 3 yards. Might have stuck his head across the 20 to the 21. Don Mosbar, a tackle at 275. Bruce Matthews, a guard at 260 for SC. Tony Slayton, the center, at 230. Roy Foster, a guard, 265, a great one. Darrell Moore, a tackle at 260. And Fred Cornwell, the tight end, 6'5", 234. Making a 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6 for Southern California. Marcus Allen starts it right, cuts it back. Goes up close to the 24 and gets 3 more yards. Remember now, he's run for 484 yards in 2 ball games. Mike Riley, Bob Slater, Johnny Lewis, Rick Bryan, Steve Whaley up front, Tom Benson, Jackie Shipp, the linebackers for the Sooners. The secondary is Sonjay Hayworth, Lowell, and Drain. You see the distance they need, about 2.5 yards on 3rd down. If they don't get it, they'll have to kick into a brisk wind. They go to Allen. Allen runs it up the middle, breaks it to the 30, goes to the 31. First down, Southern California. Now you can begin to understand, I think, as you look at this replay, why SC can move the ball with its muscles.
They have a tremendous offensive line, very strong, and you can see the hole open up right up the middle. Marcus Allen comes right through. He lowers his shoulder pads so he won't lose the ball, protects it, and makes the first down.
Now they come double wide to the left side. White and Simmons coming wide. On first down from their own 31.
Having fun so far.
It's Allen again. Bringing to the right side, cutting it upfield for another Southern California first down. Drain brought him down, the sophomore out of Miami. But it's Foster, the pulling guard, that really opened the door for him.
From the end zone, watch the block and pull. Watch Foster, number 60, right offensive guard, pull. He's checking the linebacker, but he clears the path on the defensive end, Riley, opening up the crease. Good running, good vision by Marcus Allen, one of the great running backs in America today.
Tight end did a pretty good job, too, didn't he?
Yes, Keith, he's the key blocker, really. He must contain the tight end, defensive end from crossing the line.
First down on the 42 for Southern California. It is Crutcher, the tailback, the young freshman from Pasadena, spinning for about 3. And listen to this. Nolan Ryan has become the first man in baseball history to pitch 5 career no-hitters. He beat the Dodgers today 5-0. So way to go, Nolan. What a great pitcher he's been.
He's one of my favorite baseball players. Got a remarkable fastball.
Crutcher got 4, second down and 6 for Southern California. The ball is up on the 46. Trojan started on the 17, and whistle stops them. The time may have expired on them. In the Pacific 10 Conference, like several other conferences around the country now, you have the 25-second clocks that are set up at the end of the field, much like you have in basketball, but it's a procedure call instead against USC. The referee is John Presley, and it is a mixed crew. Bob Holliday, the umpire, out of the Big 8, you see there. Highsmith, Ray High is out of the Pac-10, John MacArthur out of the Big 8, Lee Cook out of the Pac-10, and Dan Upson out of the Big 8.
Ball fouled, movement prior to the snap, offense. It's still second down.
It's amazing how many times, Keith, we've seen that this year, where the offense, a little bit anxious, jumps, one of the interior linemen jumps, it's an automatic dead ball, 5-yard penalty.
John Kamana is the wide man now, number 26. Generally, he'll go in motion. He's a big guy, 6'3", 220. There he is. Second down and 12. It goes to Marcus Allen, back in at tailback. Allen cuts up for about 3.5, as the Sooner defense is able to come across and get him. Now, in looking at the pictures of Oklahoma's play in the opening game against Wyoming, the Sooners' defensive unit did not penetrate all that much. As a result, Wyoming gave them a tough ball game and scored 20 points on them. But this afternoon, Frank, they have to penetrate.
They certainly do. Barry Switzer told me he had some loose ends to really bring together after the first ball game.
Timmy White, number 6, comes way wide to the left now. It is third down and 8 from the 44 of Southern California, and John Mazur back to throw his first pass. Goes to the sidelines. It is caught, but it is short of the first down. Marcus Allen, the tailback, out of the backfield, made the catch, but Marcus had no opportunity to turn upfield, so they'll be looking at 4th and short.
Let's talk just a minute about John Mazur, the sophomore quarterback. John Robinson, the football coach at Southern Cal, feels he's got all the tools to be another great one. They have nursed him along, as we say in coaching, giving him just some short passes to throw, building confidence. On that time, they didn't make the first down.
Dave Pryor will do the kicking, and Oklahoma sends Darrell Sonji back. He's a junior out of New Orleans. Elbert Watts back in there as well. Watts is now the deep man, number 17. Pryor hangs it up in the bright sky. It's over the head of the Oklahoma man, slapped back by a USC man, then dribbles across the goal line, and the Sooners will have the football. First down at the 20. It was a 49-yard punt, and Oklahoma almost got that ball on the 1-yard line. Kelly Phelps is going to open at quarterback, the junior out of Oklahoma City. Stanley Wilson is from Carson, California. Buster Rhymes is from Miami, Florida. Chet Winters, number 40, comes from Jacksonville, Arkansas. Bobby Grayson is from Beggs, Oklahoma. And we'll give you the big guys up front after the first snap. Here are the Sooners ready for their first possession of the afternoon. First down at their own 20. No score in the ball game. Phelps turns around and gives the ball to Wilson. And Wilson hits with authority over the left side on a quick opener for almost 9 yards.
Stanley Wilson, number 32, right up the middle. That's what Oklahoma says, that they've got to establish first. Right up the middle, it's a wide open area, and Stanley Wilson can explode through the line of scrimmage. Watch his, keep his legs going, and then he breaks the first tackle.
Chip Banks had to come across and help make the tackle. First man couldn't hold him, Marv Williams. So So it's 2nd down and 1 for the Sooners, and they give it to the second man, Buster Rhymes, and Rhymes slashing over the right side, crosses the 40 to the 41. 1st down, Oklahoma, and here are the big guys who make it go. Ed Culver, 260, tackle. Terry Crouch, 275, guard. Bill Bechtel, 245 at center. Don Key weighs 246 at guard. Lyndall Byford, 6'5", 270, and Jeff Williams, the tight end, 6'1", 221. 1st down, Sooners at the 41, fumble, and Phelps has to cover it. So the Sooners lay it on the ground for the first time, but there's so many things going on in that backfield, it's easy. Edwards, Achika, Ussery, the down lineman with the backers, Darby, Sullivan, Banks, and Curley for Southern California. Here's where the Trojans are a little tender. Browner, Turner, West, and Williams in the secondary. Browner, the most experienced of the group. They lost some great players out of that secondary from last year. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Phelps puts it in the air. It is incomplete, intended for Jim Ackford.
In talking to John Robinson about defending the wishbone, something he hasn't played against since '78 against Alabama, he has tried to instill in his football team not to panic. He expects Oklahoma to make some yardage early, Keith, and he's told his team, just we'll learn and adjust as the game goes along.
Jim Rockford had room, but the ball went right through his fingers. And it is 3rd down and 14 as Kelly Phelps rolls the other way, throws up the middle, gets his man, and he's got a 1st down as he moves the football to the Southern California 43. This time it's Bobby Grayson, number 12.
Most of the time against the wishbone, the wide receiver, the only flanker in the wishbone attack, is covered man for man or 1-on-1. It's just a matter of throwing and catch it. They spot it to the Oklahoma team, and they took advantage of it for a critical 1st down.
Mark it white on the Southern California 43. So the Sooners in white pick up 19 and the 1st. Break the bone this time. And give it over to the 1st man, the fullback, Stanley Wilson. Wedges on down inside the 40 to about the 39. George Achika, the middleman, got a hold of him. Achika is 6'5", 255, a junior.
Achika, number 78, has started since his freshman years. Watch him just whip the center and move right over and tackle Wilson for a short gain. He's strong, he's quick, and he's one of the finest football players all conference last year.
Still got almost 4 yards, though. There's your first option. Phelps keeps it, turns the corner. Feet taken from under him at about the 32. Brought down by Marv Williams, a junior from Montebello, California.
We've said many, many times when you defend the wishbone, the free safety must make tackles close to the line of scrimmage. Marv Williams was slow coming up.
Purdue has defeated Notre Dame with a late rally, 15-14. Last I heard it was 14-7. They went for 2 and apparently got it in the 4th quarter. Penn State is leading Nebraska by 6. That one might be a thrilling finish as well as Phelps turns and he gives the ball to Winters. And Chet Winters is loose. And 1st down at the Southern California 14.
Once again, Oklahoma moved over an unbalanced line, meaning they put 4 men to the left side of the center, leaving only 2. You can see the short side is to the bottom of your screen, and the inside teleplay where they faked to the fullback drew a crowd, and Winters went right through the block for the tight end for a nice gain and another 1st down.
And Southern California now has called timeout as the Sooners are on the march from their 20. No score in the ball game with 7:37 to play in the 1st quarter. All right, we're ready to play football in Los Angeles. All kinds of things going on again this Saturday in college football. Surprises, UCLA was defeated today by Iowa. Out of the wishbone, Oklahoma, 1st down. Phelps gives the ball off to Wilson. And the fullback is too close to the 11. Picked up 3.
One thing about the wishbone is they have a great goal line offense because that's what they use all over the field. All the running backs in tight used as blockers or fakers, which gives them a decided advantage when they get close to the opponent's goal line.
Goal line defense in now. John Harvey, big guy, comes in. Williams comes out. Barry Switzer there. 2nd down. Phelps keeps the ball, gets outside, turns it, and touchdown, Oklahoma.
early that Kelly felt the quarterback would run the ball. We meant it. He is actually a 4.5 in the 40, as fast as any back in the backfield. He used it to great advantage behind the block of Rhymes, the tailback, left halfback, blocking the linebacker. Grayson, number 12, blocking the cornerback. Touchdown.
The extra point try by Keeling is up, and it is good. We have exactly 7 minutes to play in the first quarter, and the Oklahoma Sooners go 80 yards and take the lead.
The membership of the National Federation of State High School Associations coordinates interscholastic activity programs for approximately 20,000 schools. Millions of boys and girls are educated by these programs, which range from football to forensics.
The Goodyear Blimp Columbia out of Carson, California, with Captain Tom Mattis. He's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And you know what? We have a lady there manning our camera, Harriet Yule. Here's the kick bouncing. Look out. Mistake by Spencer. Sooners will wrap him up inside the 10. Those kind of mistakes that can haunt you in the fourth quarter. There's CALIF.
Well, the receiving back could pick that ball up very easily, right in his hands. He took his eyes off of it. That's the number 23. He's lucky to get back as far as he did. First he runs into his own play, and then he retreats back to the 5-yard line. Now he's trying to get back, and he gets back to the 7. One thing the Southern Cal's got to be very careful about, not gambling when they have lost the momentum. Take things very slowly and carefully right now. There's the beautiful drive, Oklahoma, 80 yards.
Sooners leading 7-0. Allen standing just near the goal line. Marcus turns it up, gets some pretty good blocking. And that football might have come loose. He didn't have a firm grip on it, but he got it down on the ground all right. So he gets it up to about the 12 and almost lost the ball.
John Robinson told me about this young man, Marcus Allen, that he is one of the most improved football players from last year to this year, remembering that he rushed for over 1,500 yards last fall.
Penn State beat Nebraska today at Lincoln by 6, 30-24. Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions, one of the best in the country. They thought they were going to be pretty good. It's second down at about 4. Allen again. This time the Sooners get him at the 15. And the man coming across to really lock his leg was Slater, defensive tackle.
I think we must keep in mind that Marcus Allen has carried the ball 35 times a game last year, 31 this year. He's the key to moving the ball out of this danger territory.
He's gained 38 yards so far on 7 carries. Sooners are leading 7-0. First quarter of play. It's third down and 3. Allen again, this time nothing doing. Number 80 came storming in. Rick Bryan, the sophomore from Broken Arrow, took the legs from under Allen, and now Oklahoma should get good field position with the ball.
I think Rick Brown, number 80, who made the great play, is a real story. He was recruited as a tight end, but Barry saw his intensity, his quickness, and said he's going to be another one of the great defensive tackles for Oklahoma.
Elbert Watts, who is from Culver City, went to Venice High School before he enrolled at Oklahoma. A freshman is back. The kick is away, and not a particularly good kick, but it is away from Watts and drifting to the sidelines out of bounds. So the Sooners have the football first down at their own 47.
I'm Jim Lampley in our studio in New York. As you already know, Purdue beat Notre Dame 15-14. Great story. The Boilermakers took it 80 yards against Notre Dame's defense in the closing seconds. The touchdown came on 4th down from the 7-yard line. Scott Campbell to Steve Bryant with 19 seconds to go in the game. Then Campbell hit Bryant again for the 2-pointer that won it. Now back to Keith Jackson.
Okay, Jim, and Oklahoma is hammering the ball from their 47 up to the 50. Stanley Wilson, the fullback, and he's brought down by an outside linebacker, Byron Darby.
I'm sure when Southern Cal's defense went over to the bench, they gathered them up and said, hey, fellas, don't panic. We can get with it. We'll get better as the game goes along. That's their strategy.
Better stop them here, though.
Yes.
There's the ball loose. That's the second time they've laid it on the ground, but Phelps covered it, and he never had control coming off the snap. He was turning inside.
That's most unusual. 2 fumble snaps from the center. As many times as you take it in a ball game, in practice, you would think it would be automatic, but twice in both series it's happened.
But they are so explosive. They are moving so fast.
Good point. They are.
Rockford now goes wide to the left side of the top of the picture. Phelps under pressure. Gives it away to Wilson. Wilson trying to get to the outside. Cuts it back. Penalty flag thrown. You may have a clip coming. Or it might be USC offside.
That's what it looked like, Keith.
Quick.
It looked like the defensive end had a stunt coming for the quarterback.
Almost got him.
And he disrupted the play, to say the least.
Could have been Keith Browner, who works at the outside linebacker position. He was the man that penetrated through there. And it is against Southern California. So that'll make up for that loose ball.
And now this puts Oklahoma back into a running situation. 3rd and 10 is sometimes a running situation, Keith. But definitely 3rd and 5 is, for Oklahoma, is pretty much a running down.
I tell you, sitting as far away from the field as we are and trying to figure out who's got that football, the way Oklahoma handles it.
Offside, defense. It's still 3rd down.
It's hard to see anything but where the ball is going. You really have to hunt it.
The wishbone has great faking. Fools the defense as well as us, too.
All right, Grayson to the bottom of the picture. Phelps has still got it. He's got some room. And he's out of bounds down at the Southern California 36. That'll be an Oklahoma first down.
Very, very critical first down, too. We'll watch it there. Unbalanced line. 4 linemen to the right side. Fake the fullback. But watch the block by Chet Winters. The right halfback, number 40, made a key block on the linebacker. And then Grayson, the flanker, is blocking downfield, allowing Phelps to break down for the first down.
You know, they're handling those outside people, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They've got an extra tackle in the ball game, and that's what allows them to do this.
Phelps still got it. Kelly Phelps roars inside the 25 to the 24 for another Oklahoma first down. Sheriff Troy West, the junior out of West Covina, California, was just about the last man. Next Saturday, we'll have a doubleheader for you. The games will be chosen and will be announced early next week. So check your local listing for the games, and there'll be a bunch of them. Doubleheader.
Talking to L.C. Slocum, the defensive coach at Southern Cal, he had planned to bring his ends and make the quarterback pitch the ball. But the unbalanced line, 4 men on that side, is making them change their responsibility.
Thank you.
First down Sooners at the Southern California 24. Phelps drops back to throw. Drops it off. It is deflected and almost intercepted by Darby. If Byron gets it, he's gone.
The Oklahoma scout in the booth noticed, I'm sure, that the tight end, Cromwell, was downfield for the Williams, was down in behind the safety, open for a touchdown.
Well, remember, Forrest Valora had a lot of success for Oklahoma at that tight end position.
In describing the wishbone, remember, for you fans, that it's a possession-type offense with big play possibilities. One missed tackle results in a big play.
Second down and 10 from the SC 24. Wilson into the middle. Did he lose it? He was walloped, and he lost the ball, or did he? Let's hold on.
Yes.
Yes, he did. He really took a shot from a Chica. And it looked like Chip Banks might have come whistling in there, too, because he was rattled by 2 or 3 Trojans and just simply couldn't hold on to it.
Let's watch it again. 78, a Chica, all conference, really an outstanding football player. He just strips the ball out with his right hand and pulls it down, allowing Southern Cal to stop the drive.
That's your first turnover of the ball game. And now Southern California will operate from the 21. That's the best field position they've had. Marcus Allen, the tailback, hit behind the line of scrimmage by Bob Slater. So Barry might have been worried about those 2 sophomore defensive tackles, but they've been terrific so far.
And Keith, we've got a flag. I believe it's the face mask.
That'll move it up the field, won't it? 2:46 to go in the first quarter. 15 yards. Personal foul. Here's the call.
Personal foul, late hit, defense. First down.
So Slater got his man, and somebody couldn't get stopped in time. Very often results in a late hit. The ball is moved out to the 35 of Southern California. Oklahoma leading 7-0. Mazur wants to put it up. He gets it off to the sideline. The pass is good to Kamana. And Kamana is out of bounds, right at midfield for 15 yards and a USC first down.
Southern Cal selects their quarterback on the ability of throwing this pass, driving the ball to the receiver all the way on the sideline. If he can do this, according to John Robinson, he can play for him, and that was perfect execution for the first down.
Right at midfield. Out of bounds, stopping the clock at 2:30 to go, first quarter. Sooners lead 7-0 on an 80-yard drive. First time they had the ball. Marcus Allen cuts back in the middle, and Southern California is operating now at the Oklahoma 46. And let's spend a moment with Steve Davis.
R.C. Slocum, the defensive coordinator for USC, has told his team all week long, wait the first quarter's adjustment period. Oklahoma may score 21 points. If they do, wait, we'll be patient. We'll look at the blocking angles and what happens on the sidelines with Oklahoma, and we'll get some confidence. Keith?
Well, the Sooners still move the ball that second possession impressively. Their own mistake did them in. From the Sooner 46, second down and 6. Allen with the ball to the 44. Got 2 yards, bent back by Jackie Shipp, number 49, a sophomore out of Stillwater. This is a football team that Barry Switzer thinks might be really a national championship contender next year.
Got so many sophomores starting.
ABC's Monday Night Football features the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears at 9 Eastern Time. And one of the sidebars of that telecast is bound to be the story not only of Dante Pastorini being signed as a quarterback for the Rams, but also the Fred Dreyer story. And now Southern California calls timeout. They have 1 remaining, and we are still in the first quarter of play. So Mazur, seeing something he didn't know what to do with, goes to the sidelines.
That's exactly what happened. He didn't like the defense picture that was facing him, so he called timeout and tried to check to see what he could get straightened out and get a pass that might work or a run that would take the 4 yards.
Georgia came on late in the ball game to bury South Carolina, and you saw that Mississippi State did a tap dance on Florida today, and Tennessee wins their second in a row. Volunteers edging Auburn. Missouri continues undefeated, and Missouri plays Mississippi State in Jackson next Saturday. San Jose edging California. So Jack Elway beat his son last week, beat California today.
Getting back to the third down call, John Robinson believes very much in going to the backs on third down, if at all possible, and Marcus Allen is a tremendous receiver. He works one-on-one with the linebackers.
Blue Devils win one today, huh?
They scored a lot of points this year.
Yes. BPI and Georgia Tech is upset by Memphis State, losing their second in a row after beating Alabama. All right, they're ready to go on third down and a long 4. This time they have split backs. Mazur back to throw it, gets it off to the sidelines. The pass is caught by Marcus Allen. USC first down at the Oklahoma 32.
Beautiful execution of the key third down pass, and leave it option to Marcus Allen to go in the flat or break inside according to how he thinks the linebacker is playing it. Mazur is right on target. Allen has got man-on-man with the linebacker, and he's got him beat for the key first down.
John hasn't been able to get a very tight spin on his pass yet, but he's getting the job done.
And he's throwing into a pretty good wind, which makes that barrel look a little bit worse as it goes further down the field.
Oklahoma 32, first down. It's Crutcher out of a tailback position. The freshman reaches the 27 before he's brought down. Johnny Lewis, big senior out of Coral City, Florida. We're getting a piece of him. Utah rolling over Northwestern, Michigan State. Duffy Doherty is working down the way from us today. Kind of fun to see old Duff.
It surely is.
Syracuse beat Indiana. Indiana had a big effort against Southern Cal last week. Might have been a little short of adrenaline and a little bruised for this week's ball game.
You can keep in mind that Southern Cal is a bruising, strong, physical team.
Second down and about 5 for the Trojans. They go to Allen with it. Marcus cuts it back to the left side against the grain. He's loose. He's headed for the corner. Touchdown. Yards, Bruce Matthews and Bob McClanahan, the left guard and the fullback, escorted him home. Allen now, 12 carries and 70 yards. Here's your extra point try with Steve Jordan. And the young freshman from San Francisco hammers it through. His older brother Frank played here as a place kicker for Southern California. 26 seconds to go in the first quarter of play, and we are all even at 7.
Keith, on this play, John Robinson is a cutback. It's a design play that looks like the sweep. He cuts back to the backside, goes out the back door. John told me he picked this up from Indiana and scored on Indiana with this play. And from the end zone, watch the blocking. You're going to see on the right side, they're going to stretch the defense, but they're going to block back to the right of your screen, and go back out the door. Beautiful block by Matthews. Just perfect execution on a play that John Robinson has added to his offense this year.
Roy Foster now. Take a look at Foster inside here, number 64. He takes the Oklahoma nose guard, Lewis, out of the play right there. So he's eliminated a big force in the Oklahoma defense right there, and McClanahan and Matthews did the rest of it for Allen. So we're tied at 7, and here's your kickoff. It's hooking to the sidelines and goes out of bounds. So the Trojans now will have to do it again 5 yards farther away. Scott Livingston, who is a sophomore out of Lakewood. There's the time remaining in the first quarter of play.
We expected that both teams would move the ball. Explosive offense is Marcus Allen. What a fine football player. Look at those statistics already in the first quarter.
That's under his average, though.
242 each game.
He's been averaging about 7.8.
Keith, I figured up if he kept the average per game, 242, he'd rushed for over 2,900 yards for the season.
No player has ever gained 2,000 yards in a regular season. Tony Dorsett holds the record at 1,948. Ricky Bell holds the Pac-10 and the USC record at 1,875. Billy Sims is one of the 4 people in college football during his days at Oklahoma who ran for 200 yards or more in 3 successive games. The others being Capoletti, Marek, and Purcell. Now we're ready for the kickoff again from the 35. Hangs it up. It's not too deep. Sooners bobble it around and finally pick it up. And they're not going to get real good field position. Alvin Ross trying to get to the sidelines. The freshman from Aurora, Illinois, is brought down short of the 20 at the 19. There's the story on the Southern California scoring drive.
Keith, I thought Mesa threw the ball beautifully from critical situations where he had to complete the pass to keep the drive going. He was successful, gaining confidence, seems to be living up to the potential and the expectations of John Robinson.
Darrell Shepard is now in at quarterback, a senior out of Odessa, Texas. Darrell moved around some before he finally settled in at Oklahoma and has been very effective for them. And Barry Switzer likes to alternate his quarterback. Shepard keeps it. He gets it out across the 25. He got about 6 yards on that carry.
I think most people might be asking, why would you change quarterbacks right now? It's a hot day, and Phelps, the starting quarterback, has run the ball very successfully and might be a little bit tired. It's good to give him a little rest right now.
First quarter is over. After 1 at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, it is Oklahoma 7, Southern California 7. No clouds in Southern California today, and the old Coliseum is it's full. There's not very many seats anywhere. And here's Oklahoma now, 3rd down, and Stanley Wilson, the fullback, bangs in there. Don't know if he made it.
It was 2nd down.
Excuse me, second. You're right.
Here are the stats, and as we said at the beginning of the telecast, two of the most feared offensive football teams in America putting on a great display, 114 yards for Oklahoma and 111 for USC.
Dennis Edwards, one of the down linemen, hobbling some, a senior out of Stockton, leaves the ball game for Southern California, and John Harvey comes in, and they will measure after the second down carry, starting the second quarter of play in a 7-7 ball game. Well, I would think that Penn State's going to move up a notch or two in the ratings scuffle, wouldn't you, Frank?
I certainly would. As you already said, Joe Paterno feels like that one of his best football teams, and as we look at Anthony Davis, what a great football player he was.
Ara Parsegian could have gone all day without seeing him.
He was famous for his kickoff return, wasn't he?
A 55-24 turnaround they had here. All right, it's first down, Oklahoma. Shepard pops a little short one up there, and the pass is caught by Grayson. And Grayson is out for another Sooner first down.
Once again, we want to mention that the wide receiver on the wishbone is covered one-on-one. You cannot afford to take two people out to cover one and still stop the running game, and that's the reason he's wide open. Williams comes across and knocks him to the ground as he was falling after the catch.
At the 42, first down for the Sooners. So Shepard now with a little bit of a different movement coming off the quarterback snap to give Oklahoma yet another little different look. Rides it off to the fullback Wilson, and Stanley Wilson's got another Sooner first down as he goes to the Southern California 46, and Joe Turner makes the tackle.
How in the world did he get out of this? It looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. Let's watch it again, because this is a sensational run. He's held right there, but he keeps his feet going, and he breaks right in the secondary. Stanley Wilson, number 32 from California.
Yeah, he played at Banning High School.
Well, he's the key to this football game. Making some yards up the middle will tie down those inside linemen.
Sooners are moving it again as Shepard keeps the ball coming to the left side. And gets a couple of yards as Williams, the safety man, comes up to make the tackle.
How many times have we seen the free safety playing 10 yards deep, tackle the quarterback on the line of scrimmage? Perfectly done by Williams, number 45. Otherwise, it would have been out the gate.
Dennis Edwards is back in there at defensive tackle for SC. The play comes in from the sidelines, brought in by Jim Rockford, number 2, who goes out of the picture now to the top of the screen as a wide man. One wide receiver. Wishbone it off to the second man, Buster Rhymes, and Rhymes pops out of the traffic and fumbles the ball out of bounds. Oklahoma keeps it. Joey Browner knocked him down and knocked the ball loose, but it goes out of bounds.
Look at the blocking on the right side of the screen. Good fake by the quarterback to Wilson. He makes a creep up number 40. Chet Winters, a right halfback, makes the key block that brings Buster Rhymes, the leading rusher of all time as a freshman at Oklahoma last year. He just didn't get the ball tucked away, and fortunately it bounces out of bounds, remains Oklahoma's ball.
And the Sooners are operating now inside the Southern California 23, first down. They've laid the ball down 5 times. They've lost 1. Shepard keeping the ball to the right side. Pinned in and dropped back at the 25. That time, August Curley would have none of it. He just stayed home, and the big junior from Atlanta, Georgia, got his man.
Made a brilliant play. It's a difficult assignment he has, playing on the line of scrimmage, watching the quarterback, and still have to play off the block of Chet Winters, number 40, the right halfback.
Steve Sewell in for one play, is now out. Buster Rhymes goes back. Buster hasn't seen the ball much so far today, but when he's had it, scares you to death. He's carried it twice for 34 yards. He's something. And there's your penalty flag. They took too long. 12:23 to go in the first half of play, and a 7-7 ball game, and the Sooners threatening. They have now laid the ball on the ground and had it roll out of bounds to keep it.
Violation, 25-second count, offense. It's still second down.
But instead of being second down and about 12, it is now second down and about 17.
And this takes Oklahoma out of what they like to do, is run the football. They normally, on a situation like this, they'll have some type of gadget play, try to pick up some of that yardage back, and have 2 more chances to make the first down.
Grayson is back in at the wide position, and Browner, Joey, comes over to cover it. And Shepard straight down. Getting some heat now. He gets his pass off. They're going to call grounding. They're going to call him for grounding the ball. Dennis Edwards and Keith Browner were about to bury him, literally. And he tried to dump it off. And the referee, John Presley, would have none of it.
Well, that's a loss of the yardage plus 5 additional yards and, of course, the down.
And you've got 11:54 to play in the first half of the ball game. So the Sooners were at one time here deep. Now they're backing up.
At first down on the 23-yard line.
All right, the ball is back at the 47 now of USC. They have got to go to the 13 to get a first down. So they need 34 on third down.
They're one of the few football teams that will more than likely run it on this situation.
Grayson wide to the left. They do just exactly that. Give it to Stanley Wilson, the fullback, and a penalty flag is thrown. Now let's go to New York.
As Keith told you earlier, Nebraska joins Notre Dame with 2 in the loss column as Penn State came from behind 3 times to win in Lincoln. Kurt Warner, 27 carries for 241 yards. A young man named Brian Franco kicked 5 field goals for Penn State. This is our Fireman's Fun flashback at halftime, so we will have highlights of Penn State's big victory at Nebraska. Worst start for the Cornhuskers in 21 years. Now back to Keith Jackson.
All right, Jim, thank you. The penalty is going against Southern California. If we can get a call this time from John
Grabbing the face mask, defense. It's still third down. It's still third down.
So fortunes are swinging severely in this possession by Oklahoma. They were backing up because of their own mistakes. Now Southern California makes a big mistake, and the Sooners are inside the 20 at the 18. Third down and long 6, short 7, however you like it. Shepard has the ball, gets around the corner, close to the first down. Looked like they had him well short of the first down, and he just split 2 Trojans and put it close.
Nothing but speed. I think Shepard runs about a 4.5 40. He, as Keith said, was in the arms of 2 Southern Cal defenders, but he broke clean for nearly the first down, if not the first down.
Chains are out there. It is a first down for the Sooners.
Nothing but individual effort. Shepard, alternate quarterback, a senior, transfer from the University of Houston. Watch him right there. His 78 achiever nearly has him in his grasp, but he turns down, protects the football, and dives for the first down.
The ball is just inside the Southern California 13. On the one side, Switzer. On the other side, Robinson. Concern etched deep in the faces of both. Inside, Wilson, the fullback, runs into 57, Keith Browner. 51, Chip Banks, both linebackers, they stop him.
Chip Banks, number 51, was all Pac-10 last year. One of the fine football players in America. He's playing middle linebacker. Look at him close very quickly. Gets good leverage. Keeps his legs driving. Forces the ball carrier Wilson back towards his own goal line. Excellent play.
No more than a half-yard gain on the play. Second down. Shepard keeping it, coming around the corner. This time they get him at the 9. He falls ahead to the 8. It's Marv Williams, the safety man, coming up to make the first contact for SC. Play coming in now with number 2, Rockford, bringing it from the Oklahoma sideline. You got a Trojan shaken up and down on the field with 10 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the first half. It was Troy West who was shaken, number 9, but he gets up. They'll check him probably and take him out of the ball game. On ABC tomorrow, College Football 81, Bill Fleming, Soccer Bowl 81, and Sunday afternoon baseball. Check your local listings for the time of the programs in your area. And for baseball, the game in your area.
What I think we have seen on the last 2 plays, the defensive ends really forcing the quarterback to give ground, giving pursuit from inside and the safety man, Morris Williams, to get involved in the play. Recognition of the wishbone is the key to slowing it down. I don't think you can stop it, but you can slow it down.
Tim Shannon has come in now, replacing West on third down for Oklahoma. Second man, Rhymes, splits the right side and goes down to the 1-yard line, and it'll be first and goal to go Oklahoma.
Lindell Byfoot, number 79, throwing the key block, 290 pounds. He weighs now, even though the program says 275. He and Don Key, right guard and right tackle, move the defense back for the nice game.
It's the acceleration of Buster Rhymes that makes him so difficult to handle.
And he is 6'3", 215 pounds.
You see the time remaining before they've got to snap it. They get it off. Shepard sneaks it. He does not get there.
Oklahoma's been a little bit slow in getting the play called for some reason, and they've been really close to breaking and exceeding the 25-second count the last 3 or 4 series.
This is the 13th play for Oklahoma. The possession started back on the 19-yard line. So they've engineered one for 80 yards and a touchdown. Now they're trying to go 81 for their second touchdown.
With a different quarterback, too, Keith.
And now Barry Switzer, sensing that things are not as secure as he would like, in the face of this opportunity, calls time. You've got 8:59 to play in the first half. Oklahoma threatening. All right, you look down on the Coliseum from the Goodyear Blimp, Columbia, and Southern California's got its goal line defense in on second down and goal to go for Oklahoma. Sooners trying to take the lead. A 7-7 ball game. Shepard turns, gives to Wilson. Wilson dances in, touchdown. Tremendous balance by Wilson. He hit the top of the stack. There was nothing there. He ricocheted off of it, kept his feet, and just walked in.
You don't see that type of play very often. Just a sensational effort.
Michael Keeling hits the extra point. And with 8:55 to go in the first half, the Sooners are back on top, 14-7, as they march it 81 yards. Looked like the Trojans had him stopped, then the Trojans make a mistake, and this is how it paid off, and watch 32 Wilson.
Watch Wilson get hit at the line of scrimmage. He jumps, but watch him land on his feet, keep him moving, goes outside for the touchdown, standing up.
You know who hit him at the top?
Banks.
That's right. Probably the surest tackler on the team for Southern California, and Chip couldn't hold him.
He keeps those legs churning. That's the mark of a great ball carrier.
Stanley wants to win this ball game in the worst kind of way, you know. He comes home next summer, he'll have a little bragging room himself, won't he?
He really will. Last year in the Texas game, he pulled Oklahoma from behind to go ahead late in the fourth quarter, rushed for 174 yards against the Texas defense.
All right, the Sooners will kick it off. And the deep people for Southern California are Todd Spencer and Fred Crutcher. Keeling hits it with that bare foot and hangs it up there for Crutcher way back in the end zone, and Fred is going to fiddle around with it. Let's join Steve Davis now.
I had a chance to talk to one of the coaches on the Oklahoma side about why the quarterback changed before the end of the first quarter. Darryl Shepard came in the ball game. Oklahoma had possession deep. Shepard stays with the center longer. The reason the 2 fumbles, Phelps was pulling away too quick, and that's because he was just trying to make something happen real quick. So the idea of Shepard is the guy that stays in quicker and stays with the football. Keith?
Okay, you ought to know, Steve. Handled that wishbone very well during his time at Oklahoma.
He only lost 1 game during his 3 years of quarterbacking the Sooners.
All right, Southern California goes to work from the 20. Oklahoma leading 14-7, and they give it to Marcus Allen. On a little student body right, it's good for 4 yards.
John Robinson, and visiting with him yesterday, I was really impressed with his thoughts on offense. The one thing he told me is we looked at the scoring drive, 15 plays, a few mistakes by both sides, but they're able to take it on into the end zone. John told me, he said, we teach our tailback to run at him first. We don't allow him to make any moves. This year, he's letting Allen make some moves.
Fullback now is Todd Spencer. Mazur puts it up, throws it to Allen. Allen is caught, dropped at the 20. Oklahoma smelled that one coming, and they were right on top of it. Steve Whaley, the defensive end, number 57.
One of the main parts of the Southern Cal offense is throwing to the backs out of the backfield. It's relatively safe. It's good on this part of the field, but Steve Whaley was right there to make the play.
Third down and 10. Mazur back, has a lot of time, goes over the middle with it, and Simmons can't come down with it. Looked like Jeff jumped a little too soon, and the ball just dribbled off of his hands. He was open.
Simmons, number 29, is an excellent receiver. He is 6'3" in height. If you're going to throw down the middle, which is dangerous on this part of the field, you would like to have a receiver 6'3". He has an excellent pass thrown right at him. Something happened. He juggled it, and then, of course, number 16, Sanji, hit him, too. I think that had something to do with it.
I think Darrell's down on the field, too, Frank.
He's the key defensive back. Only starter returning from last year.
So we've got a timeout for the injured Oklahoma player with 7:32 to go in the first half, and the Sooners sitting on a 14-7 lead.
Each level of NCAA football has its own competitive excitement and thrills. This includes the 121 Division II and 188 Division III colleges. Join in the colorful traditions at a Division II or III game in your area.
Punting time for Southern California on 4th and 10. Fryer standing back at his 5. Should hit it up around the 9 or the 10. The deep man is Elbert Watts for Oklahoma. Sooners figure to have good field position again. Pretty good kick. Low trajectory, and Watts has got it. And they've got Watts back at the 35, maybe the 34. The 45-yard punt. A little better kick that time by Fryer. And the Trojans come down in a hurry to get him.
Excellent coverage. One of the key parts of any football game is the coverage by your kicking team.
Now then, let's see what Darrell Shepard, who goes back on the field at quarterback. You see Southern California's been collared, literally, here in the second quarter. No first downs while the Sooners have rolled off 6. Shepard's your quarterback. And you've got Wilson, Winters, and Rhymes. Shepard keeps it, drops back to throw it. He has time. He throws it deep. He's got a man, Grayson. Grayson got the ball. Counter brings him down. Oklahoma first down. Southern California 19. 46-yard gain.
Oklahoma only completes about 3 passes a ball game. So what happens, the safety man and cornerback get the sporting so fast that they get fooled, and that's what happened to Brawner, number 47. Grayson gets in behind him, Shepard right on target. Watch him run the post route. Going down, he's going to run right by Shepard. Williams, number 45, should be back, but he took the fake of the fullback, out of position. Completed pass and another opportunity.
Second man, Chet Winters, gets the ball out of the wishbone, and he goes from the 19 down close to the 12. Chip Banks, number 51, to make the tackle.
One thing that fascinates me about the wishbone, they don't throw very often, but last year they averaged 27 yards per reception. A fantastic average.
Second down, they need about 3. Second man, Buster Rhymes. But again, Rhymes bigger than you think. Gets what appears to be a first down for Oklahoma. They mark it at about the 9. And it's first and goal to go Sooners.
On that last play, Rhymes and Dennis Edwards, the all Pac-10 tackle, hit head up right at the goal, right at the line of scrimmage, and Rhymes won the battle, Keith.
Well, as you pointed out, he's 6'3", 215 pounds. Furthermore, he is a growing sophomore.
Boy, he has taken those big steps.
Second man, Winters this time, and he runs into trouble. Ussery, number 79, and Darby, number 94. There's the Oklahoma possessions.
Oh, as you can see, Southern Cal has not stopped the Oklahoma wishbone. The one time they failed to score, they fumbled the ball and lost it.
They've laid it down, what now, 5 times and lost it 1 time.
They fumbled 49 times last year, losing 26, and still one of the great football teams in America.
Now they got to call timeout because they get mixed up. Weddington came off the field, started back on the field. I don't think they had but 10 men out there.
That's correct.
And time was called. They have 1 remaining, 5:26 to go, first half. And the Sooners threatening again to enlarge the lead. The Oklahoma Sooners have the football. Second down and goal to go. The ball is on the 10. Darrell Shepard brings them up. The Sooners leading 14-7. Shepard keeping the ball, coming with it, turns it up, gets coattailed and dropped back on the 11-yard line. And the man that got a hold of him and dragged him down was Troy West, number 9. He might have scored if he'd have been able to get 2 more steps.
You can see that 9 was playing up on the line of scrimmage, even though he was as a safety man. Troy West penetrates and grabs Shepard by the arm and will not let him go. Excellent play on his part. Very critical play for Southern Cal.
Third down, the ball is outside the 10. Break the bone as Shepard rolls it. Wants to throw it. They're after it. He's quick. He gets it off. The pass is incomplete. He had an eligible man in the neighborhood, and so this time he doesn't get flagged on the play. August Curley was the man that really was after him.
Great effort by Shepard just to get rid of the ball and where they could keep his team in field goal position. But Joey Browner made the great play. It was an up and down pattern, and he collisioned the receiver Grayson, and there was no one for Shepard to throw to.
So now Michael Keeling is in for the field goal try. It'll be a 27-yard attempt. He's kicked 1 this year in 1 try from 42. So the barefooted kicker pops it up in the air and drifts it right through. At 4:34 to go in the first half, Oklahoma increases its lead to 17-7. I think the biggest story in the quarter, Frank, is Oklahoma has 8 first downs for 126 yards. Southern California, no first downs and 0 net yards.
The momentum is definitely in favor of Oklahoma, and the ball possession abilities of the wishbone are showing their mark today. Southern Cal had 1 possession.
Some of the other scores of games completed around the country today, and there's some big ones still going. There's one of the big ones right there with Penn State winning 30-24, and we'll have highlights for you at halftime as the Nittany Lions win again. Big upset there in the minds of many people in this part of the country, though in Iowa they may not think so. Michigan, Navy gave Michigan all they wanted today, 21-16, so the middies are George Welch doing quite well, playing a tough Michigan team. All right, Michael Keeling will kick it off. The deep men are Todd Spencer and Fred Crutcher. It is Crutcher a yard deep in the end zone. And the freshman from Pasadena is at the 17, where Sherdell Breathitt brings him down for Oklahoma. They don't get it back to the 20. Ohio State at halftime, leading Stanford 17-6. North Carolina really rolling. They are just rolling up points.
This may be the best North Carolina team in many, many years.
Emory Ballard's Maroons of Mississippi State, and Purdue beating Notre Dame today at Lafayette with a 2-point conversion. Georgia gets back on the winning side of things. Missouri continues undefeated. Now, let's see what Southern California does with 4:29 to go in the first half and trailing by 10 points. Mazer to Allen. Up the middle he comes. He comes out to the 30 for 11, 12, 13 yards, and the Southern California first down.
Perfect illustration of the cutback play. It's a designed play to cut back, look like the sweep, but cut back. Bruce Matthews, number 66, blocking the linebacker, freeing Marcus Allen into the secondary. And Keith, that was a crucial first down. Southern Cal needed it.
Allen now 14 carries and 85 yards of the ball game. Mazur throwing on first down to the sideline, and Allen cannot hang on up at the 35. Mazur threw the ball high.
Most of Southern Cal's passes are outside. Those are the safe ones. And on this part of the field, throwing to the backs is also a relatively safe pass. Marcus Allen couldn't hold on to it.
Timmy White was the flanker. He was running a fly pattern. And Oklahoma, once they saw Allen drift out, pretty much ignored him. Sonja now comes over to pick him up one-on-one. 2nd and 10. Mazur will throw again. Goes over the middle with it, intended for his tight end, Fred Cornwell, and takes a shot from Rick Bryan, the big tackle.
One thing that we should mention, that Southern Cal field position has been very, very poor. They own 17, they're on 7, they're on 21, they're on 20, and they're on 18. Takes an excellent football team to move the ball against with that field position.
3rd and 10. I've seen Southern California run a draw, but in this circumstance before. But they won't do it this time as Mazur sets it up to throw. And down he goes. Oklahoma's first sack of the day, and it's Rick Bryan, 6'4", 244-pound sophomore defensive tackle that did the job for Oklahoma.
When I talked to Barry Switzer about their defense, he couldn't help but praise this young man. Recruited as a linebacker, as I said earlier, but has all of the moves and instincts of a great defensive lineman.
So the Trojans go to the punt. The Sooners should get the ball in good field position. Not much pressure. High hanging, not too deep. Fair catch call by Watts. Fumbles the ball. Southern California's got the football at the Oklahoma 40. It looked like Dwayne Bickett, freshman out of Glendale, was the man downfield to cover it.
You can see that Watts is the freshman. He let the ball hit his chest rather than catch the ball in his hands, and it popped right out.
Then it was a melee. Now the Sooners have dropped it 6 times and lost it twice. Let's call it the 41 of Oklahoma. First down, SC.
Let's go.
Allen.
Come on, Marcus.
Close to the 35 for about 6. John Blake, playing nose guard, junior out of Tulsa, makes the stop for the Sooners, and there's the time remaining in the first half.
Southern Cal is going to have a big play early to get close for the touchdown. They need a big run or a long pass.
Allen now has 90 yards. White is the wide man for SC. Inside it goes to the fullback for the first time today, and Todd Spencer, a sophomore from Berkeley, looked like he had a little trouble hanging on.
He never got the handle. The ball was juggling in his arms, but he was able to pull it back and avoid the fumble.
That's what we'll have for you at halftime. Talk with both coaches, highlights of the Penn State, Nebraska, the SC band, news, and some highlights of this first half. Oklahoma leading by 10 points, and it's 3rd down and 3 for Southern California. From the Sooner 34. Kamana's in motion, pitch to Marcus Allen. Allen dives short of the first down. He's short of it. Now John Robinson has a decision, doesn't he?
Yes, he does, but let's give credit to the Oklahoma defense. He'll definitely go for it, but Oklahoma defense really came from the inside-out pursuit to stop Allen short of the first down.
He's got more than a yard. He's got at least a yard and a half to gain. Johnny Lewis goes back in at nose guard for Oklahoma, and Southern California now, pondering their circumstance, call timeout as Mazur goes to the sidelines to talk.
Oklahoma has moved into an 8-man front.
Keep it going, keep going.
Minute and a half to play in the first half. The Sooners trying to protect that 10-point lead. Minute and a half to play in the first half. 17-7. Oklahoma, the Trojans are going for it. They need a yard and a half on fourth down. They give it to Marcus Allen. Allen's got the first down. He's on the sidelines. He's out of bounds. Down around the Oklahoma 21. White Crane pushed him out. And the left side of the blocking formation set up there with the big Kamana coming across to help. They really sealed it off, but then it's Allen's speed.
And Allen's speed was the difference. He's just a tremendous football player. The play was designed to go off tackle, nothing there, and he had the ability to spring outside and make the first down and extra yardage to boot.
A minute 24 to play in the first half. Allen now has gone over 100 yards. It's his 12th 100-yard game. Mazer back to throw it. He goes for the corner, and it is. Did they intercept it?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Picked off. Pass intended for Malcolm Moore, and Oklahoma had two people on it. And they say it's USC. It is Moore who comes down with it.
How did he come down with the ball? Let's see it again. Moore, number 22. We see Hayworth, number 6, right in front. The ball goes to the outside, and Moore comes down, gets his feet in bounds for the
That's remarkable concentration. I thought the Oklahoma man may have had the ball.
Looked like it from this point.
First and goal to go, Southern California. Oklahoma 2. Allen to the 1. And the clock running with a minute and 10. Second down and goal. No timeouts for Southern Cal. At least according to our statistician.
They've got to call 2 plays in a row if they...
Second down and goal. Mazer wants to throw it, lobs it up. He's got a man. Touchdown, Kamana. Southern California on fourth down gamble makes it pay off. And then a brilliant reception by Malcolm Moore of a pass in the deep corner.
And Keith, the fake between the quarterback, Mazer, and Allen set up the play. I was fooled on it.
Kamana was all alone. In fact, there were 2 people over there. Tinsley will hold it, and Steve Jordan now will try the extra point. It is good. And so Oklahoma is unable to protect that 10-point margin. With 42 seconds to play, the Trojans take it 40 yards in 7 plays. And remember, it was an Oklahoma fumble that set it up. Here's your touchdown.
Let's watch the fake of the Allen, number 33. He goes over the stack, and then he has the ball, and you can see the effect of his faking. Look how wide open Moore, number 22, is.
No, it's Kamana.
26, Kamana, I'm sorry. Here's the fake again from the end zone. Let's watch it. Watch Allen carry out and sell the fake to the defense. And then Kamana is wide open, number 26.
He had at least 7 Sooners tied up, didn't he?
Yes, that's what we call sell the fake to the defense. The line have to do it, quarterback and the ball carrier.
The White Horse is on the run. Scott Livingston will kick it off. Ross and Rhymes are deep. Kick with the wind. Back to the Oklahoma 2. And Buster Rhymes getting to the sidelines. Look out. They finally corral him over there, short of the 20. Darrell Hopper brought him down.
Darrell Hopper was the last man, Keith. It looked like if he gets away from Hopper, he's on his way.
Now the time remaining is only 34 seconds. And we've got ourselves a ball game.
2 brilliant football coaches, teams that know how to win.
Kelly Phelps is back in at quarterback for Oklahoma. Big play, though, and it may get lost in all the shuffling of the big plays that have occurred, but the biggest play we've seen today may well have been Moore's pass reception. Phelps, the quarterback, sticks his head in over the right side and starts the clock rolling, and apparently Oklahoma wants to let it grind out. There are the numbers on Marcus Allen in the first half of play. If he continues at this pace and gets 200, he will become the 5th man in collegiate football history to have 3 successive 200-yard games.
Good.
They let the clock run out. And right now, here is Steve Davis with Barry Switzer.
Coach, you used a psych job on me when I was in college. You said this ball game might be a 50-point spread when you came out here.
Steve, I planned on playing. We played well the first half. The fumble, of course, gave them their touchdown right before the half. I'd like to have it 17-7, but we don't have it. Our young guys playing pretty good. We got to play like that second half.
The defense, Coach, you've got to be pleased.
I am. Marcus is a great back. He made a great cutback against our pursuit and scored the touchdown, but it's 2 pretty good offensive football teams.
You've got to be confident that your offense can move the ball.
Well, so far we've demonstrated that. I hope that, they don't solve it the second half. We're doing some things offensively that I think confuse them with unbalanced height, unbalanced line, unbalanced wing, and multiple formations. I think that helped us with our option plays and inside running game.
You going to make any changes?
Well, they haven't stopped us yet, except down the goal line when we had to kick the field goal. So we're going to continue to do what we've been doing.
Okay, Coach. Thanks for stopping. We'll be back. Today's halftime activities after this message about an upcoming show on ABC and a word from our local stations.
Now let's join the University of Southern California Band, directed by Art Partner, for the conclusion of their halftime entertainment. We haven't received a crowd count as yet, but it's got to be somewhere between, I would think, 85 and 90,000 people. The Coliseum is almost filled, and we understand more than 20,000 Oklahomans may have made the trek west to see the ball game, and so far, I would think they have enjoyed it. Now, once again, the USC band. Temperature in the low 80s. Quite a comfortable afternoon. I don't think the heat's bothering the Sooners at all. They've probably been working in hotter weather than this at home. The Southern California band is now concluded its halftime performance. The 2 teams are returning to the floor of the Los Angeles Coliseum, and we'll have more football in a moment.